Good evening, freedom fans, democracy doubters, and everyone stuck in an air-conditioned bunker waiting for the next presidential executive order to come with theme music. It's June 23rd, 2025, and welcome back to Klepper's Corner, the only show where we take the news, strip it down, paint it orange, and ask it if it's running for president. Again. Today's headlines are hotter than the Indiana pavement, dumber than a tariff on solar panels, and more radioactive than Trump's foreign policy. We've got bombs in Iran, protests at home, melting popsicles in the Midwest, and AI toasters rewriting your resume. If you thought 2025 was going to be the year we cooled off, leveled out, and embraced rational governance, well, bless your heart. That's adorable. Now let's dive into a day so packed with chaos, you'll need a GBU 57 to bunker bust through the headlines. Segment 1, bombs, bunkers, and bunk statements. Let's begin with the understatement of the century. Donald Trump is once again playing Risk with real countries. On June 22nd, the U.S. dropped 12 bunker-busting bombs on 3 of Iran's major nuclear sites. Trump immediately took to social media to declare it a spectacular military success, which is exactly what someone says when they've just created a real-life version of Fallout 5. I'm pretty sure if Trump nuked the moon, he'd brag about how it now looks like a golf ball and call it a renovation. But wait. Israel says the Fordo site wasn't even destroyed. So either Iran outwitted our bombs by playing nuclear hide-and-seek, or our intelligence came from a guy named Chad who once played Call of Duty near a Best Buy. And naturally, Iran fired back. Literally. Missiles flew into Haifa and Tel Aviv, and Iran's parliament tried to close the Strait of Hormuz, because nothing says I'm angry like shutting down 30% of the world's oil. That's like getting into a bar fight, and your first move is to lock the bartender in the walk-in freezer. And then Trump, subtle as ever, hinted at regime change, which is exactly what you want during a global oil crisis. Someone who thinks the Middle East is a real estate flipping opportunity. Segment 2, Tehran tantrums and international law school dropouts. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is deeply concerned, which translated from diplomat speak means we're one airstrike away from Mad Max Mediterranean edition. Former Iranian negotiators are saying this was a violation of international law and may actually incentivize Iran to build a nuke. You know, you've made a diplomatic misstep when your anti-nuclear bombing campaign ends with a country saying, maybe we should get one of those. Meanwhile, Trump's idea of international relations is the geopolitical equivalent of throwing a firecracker into a hornet's nest and yelling, "You're welcome." Segment 3, no kings, just crowns made of tank treads. Back home, America celebrated the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army the only way it knows how, by turning a military parade into a presidential re-election campaign with cannons. But this time, the people fought back. Over 2,100 No Kings protests erupted nationwide. That's more cities than Starbucks locations. The message? No thrones, no crowns, no presidents who think Air Force One should come with a scepter. The biggest march in Philadelphia outdrew the actual parade. Trump wanted tanks and ticker tape. He got marching bands and middle fingers. Even lawmakers and the ACLU joined in. It's hard to unify Congress on anything these days, but apparently if you try to turn the White House into a castle, everybody becomes Hamilton. Segment 4, Gaza, under siege and under review. Meanwhile, the European Union reviewed Israel's Gaza operations and said, quote, there are indications of human rights violations. Indications? That's like walking into a burning building and saying, there are indications of fire. So now the EU might hit Israel with consequences. And by might, we mean probably not, because countries like Germany and Hungary still treat Israel like that one friend who always borrows money but never pays it back, and you keep inviting him to poker night anyway. Spain and Ireland are leading the charge, saying enough is enough. France is somewhere in the middle, yelling, consequences will be drawn, which is European for, we'll be writing a sternly worded letter by August. Segment 5, guns, gadgets, and Glock switches. Let's talk about guns, because in America, we measure summer not in heat waves, but in headlines like, teen gets 61 months for machine gun device. In Indianapolis, Katez Ginn, age 19, was sentenced for possessing a machine gun conversion device. These things are called Glock switches, tiny devices that turn your boring semi-automatic gun into a fully automatic nightmare. Basically, it's like giving a Hot Wheels car a jet engine. This stuff's terrifying. These devices are cheap, easy to get, and incredibly illegal. Like, buy it on the internet and suddenly your pistol shoots like Rambo's dream journal illegal. The sentencing highlights a scary trend: tech-enabled gun violence. And no, not AI. Yet. But don't worry, we'll get to that. Segment 6, economic forecast. Stagflation is the new sexy. Morgan Stanley, the OECD, and the New York Fed are all saying the same thing. We're slowing down, not just economically, but like existentially. Global growth dropping. U.S. growth falling faster than Trump's Twitter bans. Inflation up. Tariffs, blame that guy who thinks trade wars are just Mario Kart for billionaires. We might be heading towards stagflation, which sounds like a medication side effect, but is actually when prices go up and the economy goes down. It's the economic equivalent of sprinting in a tar pit. The Fed isn't cutting rates till March 2026, which means until then, we all just get to vibe in this economic sauna and hope our paycheck doesn't melt before payday. Segment 7, AI is everywhere, including probably in your toaster. Let's talk AI, because if the economy doesn't fry your brain, your smart fridge will. Small language models, or SLMs, are the new trend. They're like ChatGPT, but tiny and on your phone. Great, now your calculator can judge your grammar. Also, AI agents can now make decisions for you. Imagine Siri with ambition and a LinkedIn profile. The scariest part? AI is developing near infinite memory, so your laptop will now remember every stupid thing you've ever asked it, from how to cook spaghetti to can you marry a Roomba. And while states scramble to regulate AI to prevent discrimination, there's still no federal law, which means your AI might get you canceled for saying something dumb you didn't even say. It just simulated your personality. Thanks, progress. Segment 8, local heat, local hope. Meanwhile, in Indiana, it's hot. Like your sandals are fusing to the pavement hot. Heat index is over 100 degrees and it's not even July. I'm sweating just thinking about it, and I'm a cartoon voice. Also, shout out to the Indiana Pacers. They made it all the way to Game 7 of the NBA Finals and lost. But hey, the local economy got a bump. So while Tyrese Halliburton tore his Achilles, Larry's Tavern sold 400% more nachos. On the upside, Christina Caldwell from Connorsville FFA won the state star in agri-science. So while the adults fight wars and cook the planet, the kids are out here inventing new ways to grow tomatoes with lasers or whatever. And Yum Brands donated its Louisville HQ to the school system, which is the most positive headline involving fast food and education since Taco Bell sponsors Spelling Bee. And that, my fellow citizens of this simmering democracy casserole, was your June 23rd in Trump Merica, a land where military parades outdraw reality, where diplomacy is replaced with bunker busters, and where AI is smarter than our elected officials and only slightly less corrupt. So stay hydrated, stay skeptical, and if your toaster starts talking to you, just pray it votes better than your uncle. This has been Klepper's Corner. I'm Jordan Klepper, reminding you, when the truth gets weird, the weird turn pro. Good night, and good luck dodging heat stroke, nukes, and the next executive order written entirely in all caps.